Hi friends, my name is Shivam. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss another very important interview question. So this problem will test your problem solving ability during the interview. So the problem is given an array of size n, you need to find that like which all the elements are duplicate in that array. And the constraint we are given is the array can contain only elements ranging from 0 to n minus 1. So for example, if the size of array is 7, the elements in the array can be only from 0 to 6. So now like the array can contain any number any times. So for example, 1 can be 2 times, 0 can be 3 times, or 4 can be 2 times, and so on. So any number can be present any number of times, but the maximum number which can be present in the array is n minus 1. So we need to solve this question. So there are multiple ways to solve this question, and this problem seems to be very easy. So since this problem is very tricky, so what interviewers do is, so interviewers force us to solve this problem in O(n) time with constant space. So we can't use the size which is proportional to the size of array, and we can't solve this question in time which is greater than O(n). So we need to have a linear solution with constant time. So this is the tricky part about the question, and it has been asked in many product-based companies including Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Adobe, and so on. So let's see how we can solve this. So initially, let's forget about the condition of solving it in linear time and constant space. Let's first try to find a solution which works. So forget about the time complexity and space complexity. Let's first just solve the question and see what exactly we are being asked in the question. So let's try to solve this question. So basically, like we are given this array, and the size of this array is 9. So we know the size of the array is 9. So the array can contain elements ranging from 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to 8. So and any number can be present any number of times. So here 2 is present once, twice, 7 is present twice, 1 is present twice, 4 is present once, 8 is present twice. So this is how the array is, and we need to return all the numbers which are duplicate. So we need to print all the numbers which are duplicate. So our result will be printing 2, 7, 1, 8. So 2 is repeating because 2 is present 2 times, 7 is repeating, 1 is repeating, and 8 is repeating. So only there is one element 4 which is non-repeating. So we'll not print that, and rest will print. So how you can solve the question? So the first brute force solution which comes to my mind is, I can like when I'm at first 0th position, I can go to all the elements in the right hand side and compare it with the 0th node. So if there is a match, I'll just print it. So using this brute force technique, what we can do is we can solve this problem in n square time. Basically, for every element in the array, we are looking at all the elements on the right hand side. So like this is very basic solution which comes to the mind, but this takes n square time. So but this does not take any extra space complexity. So that's good about it. So now we need to think of a solution which does it even in better time. So what if we sort this input array? So if we are able to sort this input array, then we can just traverse the array and see if we have any adjacent number which is equal, which means they are duplicates. So we can sort the array in n log n time, and then we can traverse the array in O(n) time. So basically the solution will now come in O n log n plus n. So we were able to reduce the complexity from n square to n log n plus n, but still it is higher than n, but still we are not using any extra space. Now we should think of a solution using which we can solve this question in O(n) time. So what we can do is we can take a hash map and basically store the occurrence of every element present in the hash map. So basically my key will be the element value, array element value, and my value will be the number of times it has occurred. So for example, in this case, how my hash map will look like, it will be look like basically I'll first be at the second position. So my key will be 2 because the value at 0th index is 2, and now the occurrence is 1 because it is the first time I'm seeing it. Now I'll come at 7. I check if 7 is present in the hash map or not. It is not present, so I'll update the occurrence as 1. Now I come at 1. 1 is not present in the hash map, so I'll insert it in the hash map and make the size as count as 1. Again I come at 4. 4 is not present. I'll insert it 4 and and insert the value as 1. Again I am 1, so my 1 is present. So I'll just update the value of key 1 by 1. So basically now my count of 1 is 2. Next I come to 7. 7 is also present, so I'll update the value. Next I come is 8. 8 is not present. I'll insert it with size count 1. Now I come to 2. 2 is present, so I'll update the value. Now again I come to 8, so I'll update the value. And in the end, what I can do is I can iterate over the hash map and find the value of all the keys. So basically I'll iterate over all the keys of the hash map and see if the value of any key is greater than 1. So if the value of any key is greater than 1, which means the element is duplicate. So element is present multiple times in the array, so I will print it. But so using this solution, we are able to solve the question in O(n) time, but this takes extra O(n) space. So the size which is proportional to the size of array. But the interviewer has strictly directed us to not to use the size. So how we can now proceed and solve the question without using the extra space? So let's see the uniqueness in the question. So the question says the element which can be present in the array are ranging from 0 to n minus 1. So let's see if we can use this property of the question and try not to use the extra space. So basically what my hash map is doing, so the hash map is storing the keys as the value present in the array. And what is the range of my value? The range of my value is 0 to n minus 1. So basically the value which is present in the array is all the index. It can be any index in the array. So my the possible values of all the index in my array is 0 to n minus 1, and the value present in the array can be 0 to n minus 1. And the values and the keys which can be present in the hash map is also 0 to n minus 1. So what we can do is we can use this property, and instead of using a hash map, we can try to use our original array as hash map. So I have given you a hint. I don't want to jump to the solution right away. I want you to pause the video, use this hint, because so this is very good hint I have given you, and you should be able to solve this question yourself. Pause the video for a few minutes and try to solve the question, and then I'll explain you how we can solve it. Okay, so now let us try to solve it. So we need to basically relate the hash map thing to the array. So we were able to derive like how we can use the keys as array index, because the range of the keys is also 0 to n minus 1. The range of the values present in the array is also 0 to n minus 1, and my index present in the array is also 0 to n minus 1. So basically the keys in the hash map can act as the index of the array. One thing is solved. Now the other thing we need to solve is we need to see how we can place these values, the count of the occurrence in array. So basically we can't update our input set. Like we can't just put the value in there at that index, because that will temper our input set and we will not be able to solve the question. So we need a way using which we don't mess up with the input set and at the same time we are able to solve the question. So what we can do is basically, for example, let's see. So basically I'm at my first node, and the value of the first node is 2. So what I can do is I need to somehow try to save the number of 2's present in the array at the second position. So basically this will be the position wherein I'll store the count of occurrence of 2. So but how I can store is, because 1 is already present at that point, I can't change the value of 1. I need a way using which I should be able to change the value, but I also know the original value. So what I can do is, since the size of the arrays, I know the size of the array, which is 9 in my case. So what I can do is I can just increment the value present at that node by n. So how this will work? I am at the first index in the array. The value of the first index is 2. So what I do is I find the value of array of 2, which is 1. Now what I do is I add the value. So basically what I do is I do the array 2 plus equals to, I add n into it. So what my value will become? It will become 1 plus 9, which is 10. So in the end, when I need to check the count of occurrence of 2, so what I do is I do array of 2 divided by n. And if I do that, because 10 is present, now 10 is present, so what I can do is 10 divided by 9, which is 1. So at this point also my value of my occurrence of 2 is 1, and this is how I can do. There is a catch here. Since we are modifying the value of present at the array index, when I come to this index basically and I find the value 10, So then I will be doing array of 10, which is not present. So at every index, I don't need to directly go to the array of I. I need to go to the array of I modulo n, because I am adding the value of n to index. So that's how I can retrieve the original value in the end also and during this calculation also. So I hope now the solution is clear to you. Let's dry run the solution on our array and try to understand it more. So let's first write the formula we just write. So what we are doing is, at every index, what we are doing is, we are going at the array of I. So basically my loop, my I runs from 0 to n minus 1, and I am going at every possible value of I. So what I do is, I find the value of array I, do a modulo by n, because we are incrementing the values by n. So I do a modulo of this, I find the value at that point. So basically I do again find the value of this point, and what I do is I add n to it. So this is the formula I am doing. So let's try run. So basically my I is equal to 0. I am at this point of interval. What I do is I do array of 0. What is array of 0? It is 2. What is 2? And my n is 9. So what is 2 modulo 9? It is 2. So now I need to do array. So I need to find array of 2. What is array of 2? It is 1. So I'll add the value by 9. So I'll be doing it array of 2 plus equals to 9, which will make it 1 plus 9, which will make it 10. So now the value at this index will become 10. So I'll update it by 10. Okay, now my I will become 1. So I am at this index. What I do is I do array of I modulo n. So basically array of 1 modulo n. What is array of 1? 7. 7 modulo 9 is 7. Then I need to do array. So find the value at that 7 index. So basically what is my index? So basically I can put the index value here. So what is my array of 7? Array of 7 is 2. So what I need to do is 2 plus 9. It will become 11. So I'll update the value here. I will update it to 11. Now my I will increase to 2. I am at this position. What I do is array of, so using this formula what I can do is I will be doing array of 2 modulo n. So what is array of 2? It is 10. What is modulo 9? So 10 modulo 9 is 1 array. Okay, so what I'd like to find is array of 1. Array of 1, what is array of 1? It is 7. So basically I'll do 7 plus 9, so which makes it 16. So now my I increases to, now I'm at third index. So basically what I do is array of 3 modulo n. So array of 3 is 4, modulo 9 is 4. So I need to find the value of array of 4. What is array of 4? Array of 4 is 1, and I need to add the sum of 9. So 1 plus 9 will be 10. So I'll be putting value of 10 here. Now my I will increase further. I am at array of 4. So I'll be doing array of 4 modulo 9. So 10 modulo 9 is 1. So basically what is modulo? So I am finding a remainder. So 10, when I divide 10 by 9, the remainder is 1. So this is what I am doing here. So my remainder will be 1. So what I will be doing is I will be going to the first index and incrementing it by 9. So basically I add 9 on the 16. So now the value will become 25. Now my value of I will increase. I will be at 5th index. What I will be doing is array of 5 modulo 9. So array of 5 is 7. 7 modulo 9 is 7. And I can do is 7. What is array of 7? Array of 7 is 11. So I will add 9 to this index. So it will become 20. Next I will move to the next index. I will be doing 8 modulo 9, which will be 8. And then I will be going to 8th index and adding the value to that. So 8 plus 9. It will be 17. Next what I will be doing is I move to this index. I will be doing array of 7 modulo 9. 20 modulo 9 will be 2. Now I will be going to this index, adding this, so it will be 19. Now I am going at the last index, so it will be array of 8 modulo n. 17 modulo n, it will be 8. Now I'll be at the same index, I'll be adding 9 to it. So what will it become? It become 26. So now I have performed the required operation on the array. Now it's time to find the like which element is present how many times. So since I told you I'll be using the index as the hash map key. So what does array of 0 represents? Array of 0 represents basically array of 0 divided by n. What does this represent? It represents how many times 0 is present. So what does array of 1 divided by n represent? It represents how many times 1 is present. So I'll traverse the array and I'll find the occurrence of each element in the array. So I'll be initially my I is 0. So I'll be doing array of 0 divided by n, which is 2 divided by n, which is 0. So that means my 0 is present 0 times count. So next I'll move to first index. So basically I'll be doing array of 1 divided by n, which is 25 divided by 9, which is 2. So my 1 is present 2 times in the array. Now moving to the second index. So I'll be doing array of 2 divided by n, which is 19, which is 19 divided by 9, which is also 2. So 2 is also present twice. Now moving to third index. So I will be doing array of 3 divided by n, which is 4 divided by 9, which means 3 is, which is 0. So 3 is present. So 3 is not present in the array. Now moving at the fourth index, it is 10 divided by 9, which is 1. So 4 is present once. Now moving at fifth index, so which is 7 divided by 9, which is 0. So 5 is not present in the array. Now moving ahead, 6. Basically at the 6th index, I am seeing 8 divided by 9. So it is also 0. So 6 is also not present in the array. Moving ahead, 7. So basically array of 7 divided by 9, which is 20 divided by 9, which is 2. So basically my 7 is present twice. Now moving ahead, array of 8. So I'll be doing 26 divided by 9, which is 2. So my 8 is also present twice. So now I have the solution. Basically I know number 1 is present twice, number 2 is present twice, number 7 is present twice, number 8 is present twice. And as I know 4 is only present once. So we'll be printing 1, 2, 7 and 8 as the output. So this is how we solve the question. But now, like, is there any wrong? Is there something wrong? Wrong here is we have modified the array and changed it. So, and we should not leave the array changed. So now we need to revert the changes we made on the array and make it equal to the original array. So what we'll do is we basically, as I told you earlier, we need to just do the modulo with each number. So I'll traverse the entire array and do the modulo. So what my input array will become is, so it will be 2 modulo 9, which is 2, 25 modulo 9, which is 7, 19 modulo 9, which is 1, 4 modulo 9 is 4, 10 modulo 9 is 1, 7 modulo 9 is 7, 8 modulo 9 is 8, 20 modulo 9 is 2, 26 modulo 9 is 8. So this is how I get back my input array, which clearly says 0 is not present, 1 is present twice, 2 is present twice, 3 is not present, 4 is present once, 5 is not present, 6 is not present, 7 is present twice, 8 is present twice. So this is how we solve the question in O(n) time with constant space, and in the end also we modify the array back to the original array. So this is very tricky question and it asked in big product based company. I hope this is clear to you now, and there are multiple versions to this question. So one version to this question is like given an array which contains both negative and positive numbers, and you need to find the first non-repeating positive number. So you can solve this question using the same technique, try to solve it, and if you have any doubts, please post in the comments and I'll be more than happy to solve it. So I have one request: if you like the video, so consider subscribing my channel, because it takes a lot of effort to make such videos, and I would appreciate if you like the video and subscribe it. Thank you.